and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here again for another day of the 31 days of Halloween Spook-Tacular. Yes, indeed. I do enjoy making these videos, but it also makes me quite sad that Halloween is so close. And once it's here, it's gonna be gone in a flash, and then we won't have Halloween anymore. So sad. But let's enjoy the spooky month. Although, again, like I've said, if you are a horror fan, every day of the year is Halloween for you. Yes, indeed. But it's not, the actual celebration. It's the anticipation of the Halloween that we all crave. Yes. But I wanted to come at you with a movie review. Yes, indeed, movie reviews. Yes. That's what the focus of the channel was originally meant to be, movie reviews. And in this occasion, I got to see I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, not the one that came out in the 90s, or one of its sequels. It's one of those Scream situations where they release Scream, or Halloween, but it's a sequel to the original one. So it's very confusing. I don't know why they did it. I don't even know why they made a legacy sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer, but they did. And in this one, much like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, much like Halloween, it completely ignores one of the sequels, and in this occasion, it ignores the third one. Have you seen I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer? Well, in that one, the fisherman is actually now a zombie, and he's hunting a new group of people. But they decided to ignore that, I guess rightly so. And they only focus on I Know What You Did Last Summer 1, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. But again, this one is also called I Know What You Did Last Summer, so madness, I say. But it follows the story of a new group of, the original one, they were teenagers, and this one, they're young adults. And, one of them is getting married to one of the other ones, and they're rich fuckers. And they like to get high. Because I got high. It's so weird that they use that song for Puma shoes. But, YouTube likes to crank that ad as many times as they can. But so weird that they use the Because I Got High song for running shoes. It's bizarre to me. But anyway, they get high and they accidentally cause someone to crash on this really, really dangerous piece of road that has all these really dangerous curves. And rando person on a Jeep crashes, and he's like, "Oh, no!" And they're trying to ridiculously try to save him and fail miserably. And the guy falls down and boom goes the dynamite. And they're like, "Oh no, we can't tell the police. Oh no, we'll get into so much trouble with my rich dad. And let's just make a pact and never talk about this ever again." Much like they did in the first one. And a year passes, much like it did in the first one. And someone sends a letter to someone that says, "I know what you did." Much like in the first one. So the callbacks to this one is, to the original one is very much so. Again, much like what happened with Halloween and Scream and Texas Chainsaw. Yes, indeed. And they really don't have that many legacy characters. In the first one, you only had 2 survivors. But they come back, and they are part of the plot, you see. And Julie, who's Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, comes back, but she's like a very, very small cameo supporting role. Like, I did go through that shit, but I'm not going to really help. Just investigate. And off with you. And Freddie Prinze Jr. also comes back, and he's a little bit more in the movie. He's a lot more proactive, and, he does more in the movie than Julie. So they're trying to figure out who it is, and then the fisherman pops up. Not a zombie fisherman. Again, they're ignoring the zombie part. And he's picking them off one by one. And you have your red herrings, and then you figure out what's actually happening here. And a lot of the characters are dealing with their grief differently. The one that got high and actually caused the car to whoop over. Well, he started getting drunk and just made a mess of his life. There's a blonde chick. It's a little ditzy. Leaves that guy that she was gonna originally marry, and then is gonna marry some other dude that she met. And there's this one guy that seems to be pretty holding it together. And then there's the main character chick who doesn't deal with it very well, and she's in all these one fling relationships, and she likes to be punished because of what they did, and very peculiar what happens with that. And there's also a very, very head-scratching cameo by Sarah Michelle Gellar as her character from the first one. And she pops up, spoiler alert, but again, this came out in the theater, and it's been a while since it's been out, and I just recently saw it because it's on Max. But she pops up in a dream sequence, but she has the fisherman hook, and she, it's like, I'm evil, but she really wasn't. She was a victim. So, again, very head-scratching situation on why they decided to give Buffy. I'm glad that they gave Sarah Michelle Gellar a cameo, but why a cameo where she's evil or like this vengeful ghost? She has nothing to do with the current plot line. But, I don't know, very peculiar, very peculiar. And it does do a Scream. Because again, I Know What You Did Last Summer was considered a Scream knockoff. And at least the movie was, because it's very similar to what happened with Scream. And in this one, it does have a plot twist very similar to Scream. And it does have a character turn that also left me perplexed, much like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer cameo. Like, why is she evil? And they're like, the fuck? Why did they make that guy evil? But, yes, very, very confusing. But they did give the Julie character her, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Little callback, which made me chuckle a bit. So, I Know What You Did Last Summer, not the original one, the new Legacy one, is not that good. The characters have good chemistry, at least the two main characters. They actually end up having a little bit too much good chemistry at the end, wink wink. But, yeah, this just does not really good characters. The plot's kind of iffy. They kind of introduce all these red herrings, and then they get dealt with. They ridiculously left it open for a sequel, where they reintroduce Julie's friend from the second movie. So again, it does consider 1 and 2, but completely ignores the zombie fisherman from 3. So it does leave the door open for a sequel, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to get, because I remember a lot of people not liking I Know What You Did Last Summer, not the original one. And yes, after finally seeing it, I can tell there are some cool callbacks to the first one. Much like all these legacy sequels do. There's two very head-scratching character turns that don't make a lick of sense. And, it's just, weird. And then, who's revealed to be the killer is also kind of like, what? Okay, and they do explain why the killer is the killer, but you're like, really? That doesn't make any sense. So, yes, unfortunately, I Know What You Did Last Summer, not the original one, is very perplexing, very confusing legacy movie that really took too long to be made. I mean, that by this point, we already had Scream, we had Halloween, we had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, making I Know What You Did Last Summer. Well, it is good seeing Jennifer Love Hewitt again. It just didn't work for me. So, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's got some good production. It had some good kills. It had some good scenes. Visually, it's okay. It doesn't look cheap. But it just, it could have been better. It could have reached their full potential. But it didn't quite hit the mark. But what do you think I Know What You Did Last Summer, not the original one? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments down below. But until I see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro for another day of the 31 days of Halloween Spook-Tacular, thanking you and wishing you all, like always, Happy Halloween!